Huh? What's this? A power level of 710. Where the heck? Kakarot's kid? No way! Damn, this thing must be busted! What? Another reading? And it's heading straight for me! There's one. Oh, there's two. With power levels 322 and 334. They've come. So, what brings you chumps here?
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to get my son back! Where is he? You're hiding him somewhere, aren't you?
His screaming was giving me a headache, so I locked him up in there. But forget about the runt. Don't tell me you actually think you stand a chance against me. You fool! You're not even fit to call yourself a Saiyan! Prepare to die!
You know, believe it or not, I'm talked about strength. Oh, that gives me an idea.
You're pretty arrogant, scum! If this is the best you can do, then you can just forget about joining us. You're nothing but a distraction.
He's fast.
Attacking in the blink of an eye.
Here goes! Honey!
Huh. You just don't know when to quit. What were you two trying to decide? Who gets to die first?
Here goes! Here goes!
Are you actually that stupid? No one can save you! You'll be long dead before that could happen!
Here goes! Honey! Here goes! Whoa!
3つ目にですね、バトル以外の遊びですね、先ほどもちょっとお話をしたんですけれども、食事ですとか、仲間とのつながりですとか、いろんな形を通して、僕の成長体験を味わうことができるようになっています。
So if I had to define this and how this game differentiates itself from a lot of the other RPGs that we've seen using the Dragon Ball IP in the past, I would kind of categorize into 3 main points. And the first one is, of course, the sheer amount of volume that this game has. There is so much content, and the attention to detail is just really, really immense. The second point is these very epic battles that I kind of touched on a little earlier. A lot of the more recent Dragon Ball games focused on PvP, where this is a more PvE-centric game where there's enemies that are going to be throwing a barrage of ki blasts at you, or like this huge explosions that cover the map. So it's going to really kind of showcase the player and put them in the situation that Goku would be in and what he would be feeling in those situations. And the last one is, of course, I kind of touched on this too, but the activities that you can do outside of just all the fighting, like the downtime in between, including the cooking and the fishing.
Oh, there's fishing as well. Now,
そうなんです。はい。
there's something that I got to see that people seem to be responding a little bit differently to, which is Goku's tail in the water doing the fishing. Is that the fishing that you're talking about?
先ほど釣りっていうのは悟空が尻尾で釣りをしてたっていうシーンですかね。
はい。
ネットで反応してた。
あれについてですか。はい。はい、そうですね。いくつかの方からご質問をいただいてるんですけれども、なぜ悟空が尻尾もどきを使っているかについては、ぜひですね本編で、しっかりそれについて語れるシーンがありますので、本編を楽しみにお待ちいただければなと思っています。
Yeah, so I know there's a little chatter on the internet about, what's adult Goku doing with the tail. But that is, of course, his tool for fishing. But there is a very good explanation for that. So if you play the game, I assure you, it will be justified.
Are there any other shout-outs that not necessarily is following along with the story of Dragon Ball Z from the Raditz Saga and onward, but sort of cameos or anything else that you bring outside of Dragon Ball Z, like maybe from Dragon Ball?
Right. 他の Z 以外のところでちょっとそういった取り入れた要素とかいろいろ隠し玉とかってあるんですか？
はいはい、そうですね。まず本作は本当にタイトルにもあります通り、ドラゴンボール Z の物語を追体験できるアクション RPG となっていますと、その上でですね、初代ドラゴンボールに登場したはっちゃんやナムといったですね、キャラクターと大人になった悟空がコミュニケーションを取るとか、そういったようなサブストーリーは用意しています。はい
So of course, as you mentioned, the main focus is going to be Dragon Ball Z, as implied by the title. But there are going to be a little bit of cameos. I think we just saw one a little earlier with Ader showing up and talking to adult Goku, which shouldn't be allowed to happen in this universe. And Ramu is going to make an appearance at some point as well. So there are going to be a little bit of Easter eggs here and there for the Dragon Ball fans.
Now, of course, Dragon Ball Z, you think of the combat. Tell me a little bit about the combat. How have you guys changed it from the previous games, and what can we expect in this one?
ドラゴンボール Z っていうとやっぱすごいコンバット、戦闘がメインだと思うんですけど、これに関して他のゲームとの差別化で、どういうふうに調整して変更したのかという戦闘部分。
そうですね、戦闘に関してはですね、ちょっと先ほどちょっとお話をしちゃったかもしれないんですけれども、本作アクション RPG ということで、これまでのゲームここ数年間ですね、対プレイヤーを意識したバトルシステムになっていたんですけれども、本作はもちろんアクション RPG ですので、相手はプレイヤーではなくて、NPC になりますと。その上で、NPC ということは相手との条件というのは必ずしも対等ではないということで、先ほどの人は話したんですけど、ものすごい数のキラーを放ったりですとか、ものすごい広大な範囲で爆発を起こしたりすると。で、そうすることですね、原作ならではの強敵との圧倒的な力の差であったりですとか、ギリギリの死闘っていうのをこの RPG では体感することができるようになっています。
So this being an action RPG, I think a lot of times you're not going to be fighting other players. So the game's balance in terms of the game mechanics have been adjusted as so. So you and your opponent are not necessarily going to be on an equal playing field. So we kind of touched on earlier, like the key blast and the explosions, but especially these boss characters, they're going to have a distinct advantage over Goku when they're fighting. So really kind of keeping the player on the edge of their seat and making sure they feel this tension, they feel like they've been dropped into the world of Dragon Ball Z is a big consideration when designing the battle system.
So watching this video right here, of course, one thing that stands out to me is the exploration of it all, and that you can open up the, and there's the tail. So actually moving on from the exploration, why do we want to fish? What helps us with fishing?
ちょっとまず冒険を後にしてちょっと釣りはいいことなのかっていうのを説明してもらっていいですか。
そうですね。はい。釣りをすることでですね、魚、食材をゲットすることができますと。で、その食材を使ってですね、実際に悟空の家に持ち帰って父に料理をしてもらって、その料理を悟空が食べてパラメータを高めていくことが可能になっていますと。で、本作で料理っていうのがかなり重要なポイントとなっておりまして、普通の RPG でいうと料理っていうと一定時間攻撃力が上がるといったバフ効果になっていると思うんですけれども、本作はそのバフ効果もありつつ、さらにパラメータが恒久的にアップするといったようなですね、仕組みを取り入れてますので、いかにその食材を効率よく手に入れて食事をしてっていうのもゲームのプレイサイクルにかなり大きく関わってくるものになっています。
So the fishing is actually a really important part of the core game cycle, and you can see when Goku caught a fish, he can actually bring this fish home to Chi-Chi, and she's going to prepare some kind of dish for him. And what that does is, I think in a traditional RPG sense, when your character consumes something, you might get a fixed buff for a certain amount of time. But in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, it actually goes way deeper, where it'll have permanent effects on Goku's character development and character growth and progression. So it's actually really important how efficiently you can collect these items to prepare food and give to Goku in terms of developing his character.
When you're speaking about collecting, you're able to move around this whole world and interact with a lot of different PvE monsters, like you said, the deers right there, not necessarily canon in the Dragon Ball Z world. But where else can you explore? Are there locations that we're going to be able to explore that we know and love from Dragon Ball Z, like Chi-Chi's house or Capsule Corporation?
他に探検できる場所ってあるんですか。例えば父の家とか、カプセルコーポレーションであったり、我々がアニメで知ってるところで。
はい、そうですね。どこまで申し上げていいのかわからないんですけれども、はい。カプセルコーポレーションにはしっかり行けます。中にも入れます。しっかり用意しておりますので、そういったそうですね、細かいところも行けてしまうのが、やはり本作の魅力の一つであるかと思っていますので、ぜひいろんなところに行って冒険していただきたいなと思っています。
So I'm actually not sure how much I'm at liberty to say, but you can go to Capsule Corporation, so that might be a first. I'm not sure. So yes, you can go to Capsule Corporation. There are a lot of different areas in this world, of course, that we want people to explore, and that is going to be a large part of the gameplay as well.
You guys, thank you so much. I could have this interview.
Yeah, we have the Raditz fight. Basically, if you guys don't know what it is, or if you guys haven't been really, it's an action RPG. basically your Goku in this world. You're going to be going around this like huge environment, the world of Dragon Ball Z. And you're going to be taking in all these different enemies. Obviously, this is the Raditz fight. This is early on in the beginning of the game. And if you guys have questions, mic up, please. Someone says in the chat. Can you guys not hear me? Let me know. So yeah, this is early on. If you guys have any questions about it, just give me a holler. So yeah, this is one of the battles that's going to take place. I believe this is kind of part of the adventure mode here. So yeah, this is the historic fight when he first fights Raditz after he takes Gohan here. I'll let this play out a little bit. There you can see some of the combat. Once again, CyberConnect 2 is developing, and they're keeping the action super tight. We have dual attacks there, so you see a little bit of that B-roll footage. People in the chat are asking us to turn down the music a little bit, so if my team can handle that, that would be greatly appreciated. Yep, we are working on the audio for you guys, don't worry. You also have to excuse my voice. It's for me technically it's day 4 maybe of E3. So I've been doing a lot of talking. I've been doing a lot of yelling. The music is louder than me. I'm sorry, guys. At least you guys will get to listen to the music as opposed to listening to my dulcet tones, if you will. Bandit US, is this the game soundtrack or are you just playing this song? This is actually part of the soundtrack. This is in the game. So yeah, this is part of the soundtrack. Thank you for the question. I missed your name. I'm sorry. Cool. Alright, so yeah, some more combat footage. This is kind of like the entirety of the Raditz fight here. Obviously, you know CyberConnect from the Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 games. They made those. They made a couple other games. The director of CyberConnect 2, the one that's working on the game, he is a huge Dragon Ball fan. He let me know what are some of the challenges of developing this game, and kind of his big focus was you have this character that's super duper powerful. How do you bring him down to earth and make him, playable in the game? Because honestly, Goku, I guess at this point he's not a god, but he is one of the strongest people, in the world of Dragon Ball. I'm gonna play this out a little bit more. And we'll show more footage as well, too. It's not just fighting either. There's going to be a lot of exploration. I'm sure you guys have seen screenshots of some of the stuff you're able to do, such as like the fishing mini games, and there's item collection. There's side quests that you can take from other characters as well. The biggest thing I'm excited about is these, and I got a chance to talk to the producer of the game. He was telling me like one of the biggest aspects that they're focusing on is the side missions there, where you're able to like talk to these characters and see what see stuff that you haven't seen in the sagas before, like little side stories like, hey, what happened to Android 18, or what happened to Krillin, stuff like that. So there's going to be like little instances where stuff that you didn't see in the animated series you'll see within the game. Here we have some more footage. As you can tell, it is a straight-up action RPG. You see the numbers coming up as the attacks are going. You're able to level up your character. You're able to do all like the different side missions to gain more levels and stuff like that. People are asking if a demo is coming soon. We have no news to announce for a demo, so there's nothing like that right now. We have the demo here playable on the show floor, and I can tell you it is amazing. I come in early every day just to check it out a bit more and more, and I still haven't really got a chance to finish it. There you see some of the exploration, so he's able to run around, talk to the different characters. Like I said, if you guys have questions about the game in the chat, please let me know. Will there be online play? We haven't really talked about anything online-wise, and I haven't heard anything. So, I mean, if there are, look on our social channels for updates about that kind of stuff. Yeah, the free roaming is actually really cool. Ray Zhao's in the chat. Just running around. It's been a dream of mine since I was a little kid watching the Dragon Ball Z animated series. Just being able to run around in this world, and like now the technology's caught up with animation. It's just amazing what games can look like now, especially this. There you see Piccolo flying alongside Goku. And what he's picking up there are Z coins or Z medals. I can't remember the exact term, but basically what it does is that allows you to level up. Oh, here you'll see some of the fishing mini, and he actually puts his tail in, and he fishes with it. Pretty good. Is everything voiced? I think most parts are voiced. I'm not sure if everything is, but as soon as I know more, we can always update you on our social channels. And be sure to follow us on social media as well. It's at Bandai Namco US, so check us out there. I also want to give a huge shout out to Elgato and Corsair for helping us put this this entire stream together. They're the ones that
とにかく注力をしているので、その点ではファンの方々をがっかりさせるようなことはないようなゲームの作りにはしています。
In terms of can the player get behind the controller and actually play as another character, I can't reveal anything at this moment, but what I can say is we tried to stay very, very true to the Dragon Ball Z experience. So as if you picked up the manga and read it, we wanted to recreate that as accurately as possible. I don't think we're going to leave the fans disappointed.
Now, the Dragon Ball movies are in kind of a gray area. Most recently, Broly was sort of brought into the main canon. You're clearly kind of borrowing from other parts of the timeline. Will this incorporate any elements from the movies?
ドラゴンボールの映画では結構ブロリーは一応メインストーリーの結構前の方に多分タイムラインとして置かれてはいますけど、このゲームに関していろんな違うタイムラインだったりその映画の要素をちょっと借りたり搭載するっていうようなことはあるんでしょうか。
基本的にはですね、原作、アニメであったドラゴンボール Z の
How are we supposed to grab his tail?
So, what have you been... Here goes! Take this! All right. Oh, get a load of that! Yeah! Yeah!
is the story of Goku, the one they call Kakarot.
You dare mock me? I will not lose to a Saiyan!